Let's see. All right, let's see. That's good. I'm gonna just out kick because it was just not helpful. So, worry about that. Okay. Cool. Bye-bye. I don't know. I should have more of a plan for this. Normally happens after I finish something. I apologize. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. One reference that I have. All right. Okay, slide closer, like right there. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see. On, so I can use that. Be smart. Brush, bump that up. All right. Do this piece in a vertical too, probably better. Let's change the orientation. Just flip it. Come on. Okay. There we go. That gives me a little bit more for this particular piece to work with. too long. Can fix that. Grab that. Oop. There we go. Just slide it up. For starters. That whole arm is a little big. Realistically, that probably right there. Okay. Also, what I had done was I kind of made that the wrist on accident, and that's not what I wanted to do in the hand location. A little bit more here. Yeah. It's right around there. Probably lightly do that right that way. Around there. And got this. Yeah, that thigh coming there, back, foot down, and then this thigh coming out, kind of hitting up against that, and then over. Okay, so this needs to go over. Right there. And then here, we got that. Out. That one. Okay, so then that's okay. There we go. Make it a little bit easier. Okay, so that just slide over a little bit. Let's go back to the pencil. A little bit here. Runs right through there. That's a little better. So like right around there. Okay. Really should have just used the eraser again. Okay. Got that in right there. Kind of like that. There we go. All right. We've got to start on that. Grab the eraser and get rid of that foot there. Yeah, okay. I hate it. Okay. So, this is a good start. You need to look. Here, but it could. Second. No worries. So, what are you looking for? Yeah, I don't. Well, to figure out where I have that. Oh, they're probably my bad. Okay, well, at least work off of my old. And apparently I don't have that. But yeah, if you want to request something, you can request that now. Before I get too far into all of this. Not too much, so it's not going to make a big deal. All right, so let's see. The big question here would be putting the thing up top or bottom. All right, grab the whole thing though, and we're going to make it a little bit smaller either way because I need to have somewhere to put Oh, the dog character. What a mess. Let's see. I'm sure I can try. Just need to look up what that character looks like. Okay, yeah. That is an interesting dog. Yeah, I mean, old cartoons, even ones that aren't super popular, always interesting to watch. Pencil. Quick, I think I need to go grab something off my porch. Maybe not. I don't think so. Interesting. All right, never mind. Okay, so what a mess. All right, here we go. Oh, actually, there we go. There. Okay, cool. So I mean, really, it's kind of. There we go. It's certainly an interesting design. I understand why they simplified it for the cartoon. Like, the cartoon looks pretty rough, but absolutely would. What happened? There we go. Okay, that's weird. But I understand why you would need to simplify that. Sure. Because you could not do this at all. Okay, do short you down. We can get that mess in there. That tail. Okay, there we go. Here we go. I don't like that. Kind of throw a thin frame around the face and the feet. Like, the book seems like it would be, or the box cover maybe? No. Hard to tell what this is. But there is a book. Looks like. just kind of throw it off the back here. You don't even see where those dog's ears are. I really don't like how that keeps turning out though. Throw the nose in here. I need to go the other way. There we go. Okay, so thankfully you can't hear that noise. Do not know what is happening out there. But it sounds like it's probably going to get noisy. Hopefully you don't hear it at all. Twig in here, over here. Apparently there's a dead fish. Flower. Little dude. Again, I apologize if you can hear anything, but it seems like you can't, according to my microphone. Okay, cool. Yeah, it seems like you can't hear anything, which is good. It would be very unfortunate if you could. Dude. Little bird, I guess. I'm assuming chilling out here. More twigs. Kind of balloon thing back here with a face and like a pacifier. I don't know. Well, there you go. I mean, it looks like a mess, so I think I kind of accomplished what you were looking for. Hopefully. All right. So hopefully that works for you. I apologize. It's certainly a mess, though. Here, need to kind of get this nailed down a little bit more, maybe? No, I think that's pretty solid. Now, again, I just need to figure out. I think it has to come over. Yeah, it makes sense. All right, so yeah, let's zoom out. Let's grab everything. Okay. kind of slide it this way. Yeah. Now let's try nice shape right there. Not too bad. Okay. I don't think that's terrible. Wait, can't. Looking in that direction. I don't know. We'll have to have it out in that direction. So we are going to pop a new layer in. We're going to drop that down 50-ish. We're going to change the size of my brush. We're going to start kind of getting this locked in a little bit better. Nope. Okay, so let's ditch this. Put a divot there. That helps a little bit. That. Not overly focused on everything. Something like that. Okay, so probably have it going in that direction because moving forward. Let's see. I don't have it kind of going. Yeah. pouch. Something like that, probably. I don't know, something like that. Okie dokie. Oh, no, don't do that. And that would be left foot coming across, dropping down. I don't know. So, and look close to that at least. Okay. Actually pretty happy with how that's looking right there, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Okey-dokey. Oh, let's drop that. Go. Alright, got. Kind of comes out. Something like that. Okay. No. Yes. Okay. This side. That was a real bad. Technical 1, 2, me again. I hate. It's not a good one. I might just undo that. Do 1, 3, and then 2. No, doesn't have to be perfect right now. Okay. Almost. close. There we go. It's really kind of figuring out this area right here, how he's holding onto that, but we'll find out here, I guess. Yeah, I actually think that's going pretty well. This, yeah, that's not too bad. Okie dokie. The character's holding it. And the other one, technically, he would want to be holding it right there, which I could try to do. Let's copy and paste that and grab it and drag it. Put it like right here. Okay. There we go. That makes sense. Okay. But then go here real quick, hide that one. Going to cut and paste that one. Okay, there we go. So then bring this one back. And we need to be on the correct layer. So that would kind of help that look. But then we've got a little bit of stuff going on here. Will have to be adjusted. So let's see. Let's do that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. I think it just muddies things up a little bit too much when it drops it down like that. Oh, delete this. Bring that one back. I think it makes more sense. All right. Send back together. Okay. We can wait. Yeah, so I like this better. It makes less physical sense. But it's fine. Okay. So we've got that kind of generally laid out there. Very much enjoy that. I think it's looking really nice. Normally my sketching has been real bad. But I think the way I started this one was simple enough that I've managed to not make it look crazy. So, all right, we got that. All right, I do want to fix that wing situation. I wonder. Yeah. Quick. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that is. Lord. Wish I knew who'd do that. Or visually painted. I don't know. It's absolutely stunning. Just so you guys see, this is what I'm looking at. Like, that is just insane. It's just a beautifully done, visually painted wing. Yeah, so, okay, so this right here, let's get in here real quick. I'm going to adjust this. Hate that. Want it to go away faster. Okay, so I'm just gonna adjust this to look a little closer to what that does, which sounds crazy. Because that looks incredible. And mine does not. Okay, so let's do, yeah, let's drop it down. 1, 3. Then we've got, well, that's, I had it separated like that in the beginning. I think. When I designed it originally, I looked at a similar kind of thing. Okay. We can do it kind of like that. I think that looks better-ish. I don't love this. I think it needs to taper like I had it, unfortunately. Like that. No, see, that doesn't look right. It does not look right. Okay, so this needs to come out. This needs to come out. This needs to do that, I think. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's, okay, so let's do doom, doom, doom. We've got doom. Wanting to do that, but it doesn't erase quite as nicely as I would prefer. So then, yeah, we've got doom, doom, doom. And it kind of seems like in each one that middle feather should be a little bit longer. All right, so I think that looks better. Now we can just kind of boom, 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 because I'm doing a much more simplified look for my wing, but it gets that feel. All right, so yeah, that's better. I think it's not incredible, but I wasn't expecting it to be. I could shrink these up a little bit, I think. So let's try doing that. Do that. Okay. Nope, I hit it twice. Okay, so we got that. That. Back. Okay, okay. I think that works out. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so we've got that really roughly laid out. very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. Doesn't happen often, but I do enjoy when it does. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into my actual line art. So we're gonna get a little bit more clean with it, a little bit. It's just, it is what it is. So, okay, let's focus on, see, that's the thing. I don't like how my hand does some of these lines. There we go, that's better. Let's go a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so then got this one, kind of curve that way, this one kind of go the opposite direction. That one goes up. And we're gonna have to clean these lines up a little bit, because that's how it works. When you do stuff the way I do. Alright, let's get in here, switch that to the, oops, paint with transparency. Nope, forward one. Nope. Okay, I don't like the tip too incredibly pointy. I don't know, it's just weird to me to have it like that. Okay, dokie. And this one will go this way. Want that transition to be a little smoother. There we go. Here we need to finish that so it's not too transparent. And there we go. Okie dokie. Same here. We're gonna go up, bring it back, smooth that a little bit. Actually, I want that to go this direction, I think, so I'm gonna do that. And boom. And it's not a big deal if it's kind of transparent on the inside to me. It's the outside lines that I don't really like to have that way. Right here, this could be darker. There we go. Nope. And just kind of get that. Right. And I will go back and forth and change it a little bit as I'm going, because some things aren't super obvious at first. Go better. Or I don't take enough of it off, or whatever. Here, I don't know. It kind of there and there, and then we're going to go. That. Oops. All right, back that up. Nope. In here here a little bit. Alright, that's not too bad. Okay, yeah, and here. Wonderful. Alright, so that pretty good. Alright. So now going to let's see, do I want it to go a little smaller? Yeah, drop this down. Actually, I'm going to put this on a separate layer because I don't want to have to worry about it. No. Let's see, so let's put it like right there, down, down. Okay, so then right here. That all right. And then yeah, I like to kind of throw in little bits because this hair is short. Again, kind of do whatever. Oops, that's not what I want to do there. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Now, yeah, I'm gonna kind of try and go in and clean up a little bit, make some of these a little sharper looking, like the rest of the hair. I like to work on separate layers for my line art as I'm going, and then going in and combining once I've gotten that one layer kind of done. So right now it's a separate layer. Let's get in here. Hit that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then I'll go in and I will merge that layer and pop a new layer on top again so that I can kind of work this way. Makes it a little bit easier as I'm going. Oh. Okay. It is. Yes. We won't put it in right now. It's not a big deal. If it does, I don't know. It's hard to know sometimes. I've updated the character look a little bit since I want that thin. Let's bump the size of this up a smidge. Do a 10. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. So I've adjusted the character design a little bit since the image that I'm kind of looking at. But not a whole heck of a lot. So it's still gonna be fine. inside the ear, I want it to be a little better. Actually, that is way too high, considering where the eyes are. So it would be like here. Ugh. So that needs to come down. Hair needs to come down. Okay, so let's zoom out here. Let's grab this and we're going to move that. So like right here. Man, that is significant. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's get in here. Just that. But that makes it look better. For sure. So yeah, here, we'll get that here, right there, and yeah, we'll just kind of leave it like that for right now, and later I can kind of put in your information if I need to. I'm not going to do this right now, I'll leave that alone for now, yeah. Don't need to do that. Gonna do that straight and then we'll curve it off. Does that make sense? And yeah, right here we'll do that clavicle. And here we'll do that one hidden. Drop that neckline right there. Again, normally I would kind of do this on a separate layer from this. Not a big deal. Got that right there. Dude, that should be a bit more right there then. Okay, let's. Nope. Got a little carried away there. Got that. Right there is on this layer. Okay, so then this, yeah, should be like right here. Kind of thin it out a little bit. Like that. Alright, that's not too bad. Okay, so that. That can go in there. Again, we can kind of fix it. Okay. Nope. Let's see. So actually back that up. No, we'll put it. Dang it. Okay, well, that's fine. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do. Let's try that. That's not too bad. And again, we're gonna kind of adjust some stuff when I add in more like clothes and whatnot. There, I think, no, we could probably just start right there. There we go. Not behind this. Kind of doing this. Have an angle. Nope, we want that back. Something like that. It's not great, but it's a start for sure. Okay. Get in here. Okay. In here. Get that. Yeah. Let's see. Do I want, yeah, a little bit. Kind of like that. There we go. Okay, not too bad. That kind of all gets hidden. Comes forward. Like that. I've done all of this on one layer, which doesn't make sense. But it's not too bad. There's not a whole heck of a lot of overlapping going on. piece. I put the lines through stuff like that so I can kind of attempt to make it look like it's actually attached to something. That's not that too crazy. All right. Okay, so I think that is not too bad. So now I'm going to go through and add the clothes and accessories and whatnot. Okay. That just goes off for no reason. All right. Okay, so yeah, so now we've got the line art kind of down, which is for the body. We're gonna merge layer 4 and 5, and then we're gonna pop a new layer in here. And I'm gonna add in the staff and the shorts and the gloves and tattoos and scars and blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna add in all the stuff. I want to, yeah, let's do like a 15 for that. And I'll go in and I'll kind of adjust the line weight on stuff after the fact as well, so that it matches up a little bit. Also, I think this needs to be adjusted a smidge. Well, I know it needs to be adjusted. I don't know why I said I think, but let's just grab this whole bit and go down here because that's the layer I need it to be on. I need it to be more in line with the staff. So right about there. Yeah, right about there. Okay, so we'll do that and then come in here and fix. Oop, that is not what I did. Fix this. I do need to. Okay. 1 second, I need to go check. All right, everything's fine. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I need. All right. Oops. Alright, so that's that part, that's the hair, so that doesn't need to be adjusted. Alright, okay. Yeah, that's better. It's in line now. So, get back to here. We'll do this side first, I think. We're gonna zoom out. Oh, man, that is a rough line. I've seen worse. Okay, that one actually might be the one we're going to use. That's what I meant to do. That's the correct spot there. And again, we can kind of adjust that part of the arm if we need to. Actually, that kind of should be where that goes. All right, let's grab that, and we're gonna, oops, cancel. Copy and paste it, grab it, slide it over. Yeah, that really kind of should be how it is, because it should be bending with the weight of the character. Okay. I feel like that's a little thick. Yeah, slide it over a little bit more. Like right there, I think. Okay. So now, let's spot. Combine these layers, and then just grab it. And we can even rotate it slightly. So it lines up a little bit better. Up and down. Yeah, okay, cool. That'll work. Oh, back to my pen. Down here. Oh, what am I? Okie dokie. Right here. Okay. That'll work. And then up here, we're going to go, and we're going to, right around there, we're going to do that. And here, we're going to, nope. There we go. Better. Okay. We got that, and then we can go into okay. That is pretty freaking close. Okay. right? Boom. 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 Yay. Let's go. Oh, no. Better. Marginally. That's fine. Okay. Hey, yeah, no, we do need to go back up and zoom out. There we go. That's a bit rough right there. Better. Okay. Again, we're doing all right. Could always be worse. Okay, so out. I think it's 3. 2. Got it right the first time. Go figure. Let's draw it to a 10. All right. Oops. That's better. All right. Okay. No. Yes. Okie dokie. That needs to be smoother for her. Nope. I don't know why it curves that way. Yeah, let's undo the. I want it to curve, be straight, roughly. Me pulling does a better job of giving me a straight line than pushing. Come on. There we go. That's it. Okay, okay. That is super close. Nope. do it. That'll work. All right, so now let's go through, clean these overlaps real quick. Try and do the blade edge line there. Nope. There we go. Nope. I don't know what's make that getting a little too aggressive apparently. Trying to erase. Getting here. We'll go. All right, let's go here. Wait, anything that makes sense? All right. Cool. All right, so we did that. Now we have to do this part. Actually, let's back that up and let's drop this. Yeah, I think a 7's fine. Might redo the other one with the same side as well. Dang it, come on. We'll get it. Should have just gone with the first one. No, I can't because I already undone it. Undid it. I could go the opposite direction too. That's also an option. Close. Look at it though. One of the beauties of working digitally. Come on. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I think I'll go with that one. Again, I will probably do that on a separate layer. Normal. If I was thinking about it a little bit more, but That's not it. Let's see. Yep, I did. Okey-dokey. I did it. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to fix this. Grab this real quick. And how that looks. There we go. Okay, back to my pen. Yes, okay. All right. Yeah, that's better. No, come on. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, no. I think that'll work. In here a little bit. I think we might actually get to finish the line art, possibly. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, so we've got the staff, like the whole thing done there. That's good. So now we can move on to the panel. For that, I guess. Oops, that would probably be. Oh, yeah, no, that's on that layer. Let's go down here real quick. Let's just erase this and this. That. And almost forgot. I want to merge it together before I do this. This part right here. All right, so then here we're gonna make this go away. All right, and this. Okay, that kind of puts us all correctly together. And pop a new one. Okay, so now we can do the pants. Okay. Oops. This will kind of go this way. We'll leave that actually for now because that needs to be. Yeah, no, that makes sense. There. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay, do that. And that. That one would be hidden. We could throw that pouch. Gloves. Something like that right there. I don't know. That one's kind of a funky spot. Okay. So we got that kind of set up. Guess we can throw this down. And this to kind of fly up a little bit. Yeah, we'll do that again on a separate thing. Okey-dokey. Whoops. Chrome. Okay, let's see. Okay. Plenty of time. Da 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 da. Okay, okay. Okay, so let's see, let's go. Here, let's get rid of some of these lines that we do not need. Oops. Shoot. No. Okay. Finger needs to come down. Alright, this we can ditch. Oops, a little too far. Alright, got that. Da, 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 da. Here. that needs to go. That needs to go. Better. Okay. This can do that with. Yeah, that'll work. Just want to kind of taper these a little bit so they don't look so. Better, okay. Okey-dokey. Yeah, I forgot that. Dokey. Drop that. And a little bit of overlap right there. So we can definitely taper off. Okay, I think that's all of that. I think we can combine things, maybe. Yeah, there. That needs to kind of come over. What if I did more? That. Maybe, I don't know. That's a bit of a rough. Could be worse. All right, I think that'll work. I can do like a 10. And that's fine. Oops. Is that okay? All right, I think that's all the little bits that I'm possibly kind of missing here. We could go a little bit. And then or yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, no. That's what we want there. This right here. Whoops, is where erase it. Okay, and then we can kind of clean this up a little bit. bit of three-dimensionality to it. There, let's see. Let's go a little bit down. And okay. There we go. Whatever. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh. I think we can see these together now. And yeah, well, should have waited again, but it's not a big deal. It's a small little spot here. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so a new layer, and I'm gonna add in my wine. Okie dokie, let's see. Oh, right here, real quick, I do want to do that. Fix that little bit there. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so we're back up here. Then here, oops. Actually, yeah, let's do that real quick. I am going to go back over here. We're going to this little guy. Just like I did. Whoop. That's fine. All right, and then back up. I want this to be thin. Maybe not that thin. Okay, so then now we want 10, 8. Yeah, we'll do an 8. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so now let's get this guy done. Actually, that should be. Let's see. I think. Okay. Just for the heck of it. Kill me, dude. That's definitely too slow. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna run. Alright, darker. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so that's just weird. Merge those. New layer, okay. I think I'm doing 8 for this. Okay. That's fine. Add in this guy. Actually, yeah. Yeah, like right there. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then this one comes. And it goes over. Okay. Erase that. Okay. So that's that part. Yeah, we'll call it probably where that needs to be. And then yeah, we've got this guy, which is going to be interesting to set up. I don't know if I have a good that is there. All right. Could be better. We'll just delete that later. Okay. Okay, need you to go. Like that. Now, let's copy that. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. Copy paste. Grab it. Rotate it a little bit. Closer. Okay, so what I want to do is thin this part out a little bit. All right. Also, I'm gonna need to make that. Cool. Yes, that. So combine these and boop. Mess around a little bit. Okay. Back to my pen. No, pretty much done, but sometimes so hard. No, that's whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna knock this tattoo out though before we call it a day. Want that to be a little bit. Match this one a little bit better from here. Okay. Little guy. Little guy. Yeah. Big one right there. Okay. So that kind of does that. Sweet. Not bad. All right. Ugh. We've pretty much got all of the information down. Not a big deal. Not a whole lot left to do, which is good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, really just kind of the face as far as line art goes. And we should be good to start flats and whatnot. Awesome. All right. Oh, that's enough for today, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I had a good time. All right. As always, thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And if anyone ever wants some like warm-up sketch or anything, you feel free to ask. And generally, like if I just started, I'll accommodate. And then maybe at some point I'll have like an actual request stream, but I don't think anyone really watches too much for any of that. So it is what it is. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. If you want to see the progress from the stream, I always post it on my Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Kara, Tumblr. All of those are at Zann20. And you can see what the art looks like on your phone, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. If you missed a stream and you want to see what you missed, you could always hit up my YouTube, where every stream I've ever done is. under the lives, you can see everyone from day one to now. And that is also Zann20. Not hard to find. You just look for my little avatar picture. See, TikTok. I have TikTok. Zann20_art for that one, and there is where I'll post like my time-lapse video. That's the first place I post the time-lapse video, letting people know I'm going live. If you enjoyed it, feel free to tell your friends, hey, this dude does some art stuff. On Saturdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, and it's kind of neat. Let him know. Thanks again for hanging out, and